What's going on, everybody? DangerousThing here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video of Boom Beach. You have all been asking me, why is it that I have a bit of a British accent? And here's why. I was born and raised in a place where when we learned English, we learned it with British accent. We learned what we call King's English. So every once in a while, I slip and I move into my favorite and most comfortable mode of speaking, which is with a little bit of British accent here and there. But I bet you're not here to learn about why I speak funny. I bet you're here because you want more Boom Beach videos, and this is it. You are in luck. Okay, so first of all, let me go ahead and show you me defending my puny little base, and I defended not only against any sort of combo, I defended against a warrior rush, which makes me even more excited. So let's take a quick peek. Let me go over here and take a quick look. And I do think that Garv Graf here could have done a bit better, because here is what he did. He was trying to get rid of a few mines right around the HQ, which of course I've randomly placed, and yeah, I think he spent a little bit too much GBE trying to get rid of these mines, and of course getting rid of the flamethrower right on at the 7 o'clock of the HQ. Then he drops his warriors, he smoke screens them to one of the gold production buildings, and then he smoke screens them to the HQ, and he runs out of GBE and he gets absolutely smuggled. Smuzzled. It's not even a real word, but who cares? I defended my base, which was awesome. I got 5 diamonds, and of course I got an intel map. And speaking of intel maps, you guys have been commenting on my videos after the video of me opening awesome present from Supercell, and you said, hey, record more videos, show us more task force videos, and this and that. So you wanted more task force videos? Well, here it comes. Let's go ahead and check out one of the task force operations we just finished, and I actually didn't even got a chance to attack in this one. I was training my tanks, and by the time I got to work and by the time the lunch break rolled around, I went online, and guess what? My awesome, or one of the awesomest or most awesome task forces, of course, already completed the operation. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek at Operation Foxtrot. And as you can see, we've been doing a bunch of Foxtrots lately. We've been doing Tinderbox and Foxtrot. Yes, you guys, I feel like, you know, this has been a bit of an elephant in the room. A ton of the players that have been in my task force have left, and they formed DangerousThing X, which is a task force for really advanced players. I believe the requirements there are that when you attack, you boost all of your statues, and unfortunately, even though it's titled DangerousThing X, I could not qualify to get in. So I'm sticking with my peeps and I'm staying in DangerousThing. So that is why we've been doing lower operations, because obviously intel is a bit of a struggle. Let's go ahead and take a look at Foxtrot that we completed, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to do the best of my abilities and stick around and do sort of base by base. So let's go ahead and start with sliding block, because this one here was finished pretty quickly. Scott started with Zookas and heavies, and he went ahead and did a little bit of GBE farming right here. And look at all of those beastly rocket launchers on a left-hand side. So he was able to get 44 victory points in this one, which is really impressive, because I thought that those rocket launchers were definitely going to zip and zap the Zookas and heavies really quickly. And so let's take a look and see if he's going to have enough GBE to clear out the cluster of these 4 rocket launchers. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen. His Zookas and his heavies get snapped. So that was 44 victory points done by farming the GBE on a left-hand side and then barraging a bunch of buildings right next to it. Now look at the second attack of sliding block by Flo2. Flo is a co-leader of my OP. He was taking care of DT2 when that was formed, but he's back home where he belongs, and that's awesome. So look at that. Flo was able to take out the cluster of those 4 rocket launchers with few artillery shots after Scott was able to weaken them with GBE farming on the left-hand side, which is really awesome, really great teamwork, and the plan here is, or what seems to be like it is the plan, to clear out or reduce the number of those shield generators. As you can see, there are so many of them in the left cluster, and taking them out and you know, getting rid of them is going to be really important, because that's going to weaken up the shields by the core and help the person who is coming after the next team player, you know, weaken that up and you know, make it a little bit easier to take out, to obviously take down the core. So I think I'm gibberishing a little bit here, but it's okay. I worked full day and I'm here now talking. I'm glad I can talk at all. So Flo had a ton of troops left, as you can see, and unfortunately he ran out of time. Do you think you would want the OP attacks to be a bit longer? Because OP attacks are 3 minutes long, just like all the other attacks in Boom Beach. So let me know in comments below if you would like the OP attacks to be a little bit longer, maybe 30 seconds longer, maybe 4 minutes. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I think it'd be really awesome if they were at least 30 seconds longer, because that would really help the team. But I don't know whether or not that's going to happen. So let's take a look at Juicebox, who attacked right after Flo, and Sliding Block is going down slowly but surely. So we're all following the path here, going to the left and taking out, of course, the shield generators that are powering up the power core over here. So let's zoom in and take a look at Zookers blasting away at those shield generators, and down they go. And now they're going to take the plasma cells down and of course bring home a ton of VPs. Now let's take a look if they are going to be able to take out a few of these defense buildings right here. Awesome job taking out 2 rocket launchers in a corner and just totally blasting at all of the other defense buildings. Fantastic job over here by Juicebox. And with 17 seconds left, he's got, wait, there's someone left. Wasn't there someone left? Maybe there was like a critter or something. So that was really awesome. Let's take a look at the next person who came after Juicebox, and it was 50T, who destroyed the Sliding Block. And let's see what his plan here was. He is descending his wonderful little warriors, his rifleman and Zookas, and they're going one after another, getting closer to the core. And now the goal here is to take out the rocket launcher and those remaining defenses. He is just absolutely dangerous here. Look at him using his critters, taking out the defense buildings right by, shocking the cluster of those beastly machine guns and taking down the power core. That was really awesome, really beautifully done. And who would have known that the combination of little warriors, as I call them, or of course a sniper man and Zookas would have been this successful. But that goes to show you, just gotta trust your imagination. And now let's take a look at Josh, who took down Quota all by himself. Total beast. I don't even know how that is possible, but I guess it is when you're awesome. So let's take a look. Let's speed this up and let's go 4 times the speed. He is dropping down his Scorches and of course his tanks and going to approach the power core from the left flank of the base. And of course there are a ton of rocket launchers on a right hand side, so therefore left was probably a better solution. All the way through, this was a better solution. And yes, there is a laser beam by the power core, but that's not going to be a problem because the laser beam's damage, even when it's super maxed out and boosted with ice statues, is really not that bad, particularly when you have your Scorchers in front of your tanks. So that is really awesome, you guys. 1 person attack taking down the entire base, bringing home 127 victory points. Down it goes. Absolutely beautiful. So 2 bases down and just 3 more to go. Let's take a look and check out the next base. Okay, so the next base that we worked on was Cable. Yo+4 was the first one who went down and brought home 3 victory points. And let's check him out here. He is taking out the mines right by the rocket launchers on the right hand side of the flank, dropping his troops and taking out 3 of the 4 standing rocket launchers. That was really wonderful. And the damage, of course, from rocket launchers is so massive. It's amazing that, he was able to take out 3 of those. So job well done. Let's take a look at Mustafa, who followed him on the road to bringing down Cable, and let's take a quick peek. Okay, so we've established that right flank is the way to go, and now Mustafa is taking out the remaining, or was trying to take out the remaining rocket launcher, but that wasn't also successful. You guys, and you know, you really, when you are in the OP together, you have to be able to be forgiving. You know, sometimes I do things that are absolutely stupid. You know, I drop my troops and I realize that I didn't do the right thing. You know, I mess up the buttons. You know, when you're playing a team, you have to be able to forgive your team members for the mistakes that they make, you know, or, you know, for lack of technique, if you're willing to teach them. You know, I am not the best with warriors. That's just how it goes. And look at that right here. JH is dropping his warriors here, bringing home a ton of VPs. He took out very important defense buildings on the base, and then of course he did a little bit of farming. And in the previous video, when I was talking about what to expect from warriors when you're dropping them in the task force operation, I said, hey, you shouldn't be expecting you're gonna bring home like 50,000 victory points. Well, guess what? DT was wrong. Look at GH. He is bringing home 44 victory points, dropping off his warriors, and he is just, you know, he's doing this for a few reasons, right? There is a GBE farming aspect of it, and of course, another thing is just trying to weaken up the core, because every single thing you bring down on the task force power base is going to weaken up the core little by little. So JH, job really, really well done. That was really awesome. You brought down so many buildings and little mini power cells. I'm really proud to have you in my task force. Okay, let's take a look at Range, who also went ahead and helped the team to bring down the ribbon cable. And as I said, the path here is to go from the right flank, and of course he is using Zukas and Heavies. As you can see, the beautiful combo. Actually, I've seen really, really cool artwork on Boom Beach's Twitter page and of course Instagram page of one of the fans who painted or created on the computer Heavy carrying out Zuka after Zuka was taken out on the beach. I thought that was really beautiful, and that's kind of how I feel about Zuka and Heavy combo. They are very, very good couple, very good combo. Okay, now we are gonna just, you know, there are a series of attacks on the ribbon cable. We had Ma the King, who brought in 11 VPs. We had Nino, who brought 38 VPs, and a lot of it is done, you know, via, of course, GBE farming with mini power cells. So there are a ton of stuff, there are a bunch of stuff going on down there. So I'm gonna skip down to the last attack on the ribbon cable because there were so very many. As you can see, it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 attacks to bring down ribbon cable. So let's take a look at what it took to bring down the ribbon cable at last but not least, when Marco dropped his troops on the shore, or I guess more like marble or granite or concrete shore of the ribbon cable beach. So as you can see, a bunch of mini power cells were cleared out, a bunch of defense buildings were cleared out. 11 attacks later, Marco groups his Zukas right behind the power core, where they're more or less away and outside of the range of the splash damage of all of the defense buildings. And just like that, Zukas bring down the shield generator or the shield, and then after that they bring down the power core. Let's look. Bada boom, the power core goes down. Really well executed, very well done. Thank you very much, Marco, for contributing to this task force operation and of course bringing home the bacon. Okay, and the next thing we had going, we have two more bases. We have Black River and Conveyor left. So let's take a look at Black River, who was opened up by YM Gender. I don't know how to pronounce it. Please, if you're watching this video, let me know how you pronounce your nickname in the game, because I feel really stupid every time I mispronounce it. And I don't think actually he opened up, because check that out, there are a few buildings that already have been taken out. So there must have been another person who went up first and I've missed it when I scrolled. I think I need to start wearing my glasses, and I feel like I talk about it all the time, but I refuse wearing glasses. I don't like them. They give me a headache and I look silly, but not that you can see me right now or anything. Maybe whenever I'm not recording with a face cam, I should actually wear them. So that was the second attack on Black River. Let's see the first attack. Oh, there it is. It was done by Comandari. And let's take a quick peek because I need to correct my mistakes. This is the first person who opened up Black River, and here we go, Zukas getting blasted by the mines and taking out a few of the defense buildings on the way to the power core, taking out the cannons and a few of the plasma cells, and of course regrouping to take out a few more of very, very important defense buildings right here. And that is the last of the Zukas. So now let's take a look at the attack that finished off Black River. Let's take a look at Gabs. I really like those little Ace of Spades that he used with his nickname. That's really, really cool. I'm not a big card player, but I definitely can appreciate the little decoration and adoration of the nickname. So Caps goes ahead and he places his Zukas at 2 o'clock of the core, and they bring it down in absolutely no time. I actually wonder if this could have been done with GBE. I don't know because I didn't do it, but yeah, you know, who knows? Sometimes you can actually bring it down with just GBE. And the last thing that we're gonna look at is Conveyor. Conveyor didn't take that many attacks, so if I look at it, I think it's only 3 attacks that it took to bring it down, but let's just double check. Okay, 4, because there's also Leo right here, so 4 attacks to bring down Conveyor. Let's take a look at Jabik, who destroyed it, because I think like this video is getting a little bit too long, so I'm just going to show you the closing remarks and how Jabik brought home 114 victory points and bringing back 155 of all of the winning victory points for the Conveyor base. So he's dropping his heavies and his Zukas. He smoke screens them from one corner to another so that they can avoid a bunch of the defense splash building damage, and they go into the corner, and then he directs them up and above. He's losing a lot of troops, but check that out. With the few troops that he has remaining, he's able to finish the job, and he regroups them a couple more times just so that, you know, he's got a really good control of his troops. He is shocking the defense buildings, the sniper towers right by the power core. He drops critters, and then he takes his Zukas and they go hard on the power core, and down it goes. So that is just another Foxtrot operation that my task force and I just completed. I actually participated in this one, unlike the very last one that we just did, that I didn't have a chance to participate because my awesome task force finished it off. And you guys, thank you very much for watching this. Thank you for sending all your questions and requests whenever I post these videos. And I got a really, really special video coming up for you in the next couple of days. I may have a very special guest featured in it, so stick around and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. That would mean the world to me. I really think it would be amazing if I could get to 1,500 subscribers by the end of the year, and I guess there are only a few days left, but heck, what do you know? Maybe that's gonna happen. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. Dangerous Thing is out.